Are we here? We're live?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi.
Things are starting to melt
Happy Halloweenies. Happy his Halloween.
Hey, welcome to Awesome Talk.
I mean his Halloween.
Welcome to Awesome Talk Season 9, Episode 2. The Halloween Special Extravaganza 2017. We are live, folks. I'm going to tag you, Ryan, so you can easily find this stream.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Very much appreciate it.
And there we go. We are totally live now, as you can see.
Totally live.
You
Not
lights?
like partially live, but completely 100% live.
Yeah. I'm going to lower the lights a little bit.
And y'all need to know that, because that's important.
How's that? Is that a little
Pay
better?
attention. It will be on the test.
Okay. So anyway, we're doing the Halloween show here. It's
We
just
are.
The best of the best right here, right?
Of course.
Let's have
The
a quick
cream of the
guys.
crazy.
Here
We're gonna
We
bring
rise to the
back
tizzy.
someone.
Yeah. So welcome to the show, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed tonight. Tonight, we've been working all weekend filming new content.
We've been doing stuff. We've been having fun.
One of the things that people always tell me about Awesome Talk is they really love when we film original content and we air it. So
People tell you that?
Yeah, they've told me that.
Dirty, rotten liars.
So we've heard the call and we have responded.
We have responded. That's true.
So tonight, what you're
Whether
going
it
to
was
see is,
warranted or not, we responded like a motherfucker.
oh, we responded harder than fuck.
We were like,
That's for
one
sure.
person said it, we're doing it.
So tonight, we're going to hear a dramatic reading of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, read by Ryan, with
Fucking A rap, buddy.
with interpretive dance by me and Mr. Dan Ridenauer.
And they danced the fuck out of that. If you can dance the Raven, take notes. Again, that will be on the test.
Thank you. Hey, look at that, man. We got comments popping up on Facebook already. Yo, I got to get used to this whole Facebook thing.
Hey, there's Struggles T Clown.
Struggles T Clown is up on the YouTube.
I wonder if he's dressed like a regular human tonight, what with it being all Halloween and stuff.
Oh my God, you just blew my mind a
I
little
do.
bit.
I do that kind of. That happens. I know.
I tend to do it.
That's part of the allure right there, that stuttery thing right there. Like that helped, because then you think I'm going to say something to you, but I just go, and then you get even more confused.
And then we're like, whoa, hold on a minute. Okay, so here we are. You know, I wonder if it'll let me pin this. Oh my God, I can pin the live feed to the top of the Facebook page. Well, that's just fucking pretty sweet right there. So, gentlemen.
MacGuffin is
Oh, wait. Struggles T Clown.
awfully perfect
Struggles,
in the
I was out trick-or-treating and got arrested.
Whoa.
I'm scared. Please help a brother clown out. Bail me out. Please.
No, we're not going to bail you out.
No, you're on your own there, brother.
Yeah, you're on your own. No, we care about you, but
Not nearly that much.
to a certain extent. I think.
You're more like a family acquaintance, you know.
Yeah, you know, like a family member that I don't talk to much.
I mean, it's
you know?
like I might go to your birthday party if there's free beer, but I'm not bailing you out of jail. That's
Yeah,
for
sure. So, now that we've gotten our introductions out of the way, we got a late start tonight, which we don't usually do.
More often than not.
So I am a 38-year-old crow. You might want to say.
Sure are.
You might want to say I'm an old crow. I'm an old crow. Now
Lucky for you, I like Old Crow.
Thank you for that. You know, I might come back from the dead. I might not. I might not want to be bothered with it.
I mean, Matlock is on in a little while.
Yeah.
I do have my Golden Girls to think about.
That's a golden
we're
reference.
talking 8 o'clock at most.
Yeah.
If there's any evil doing done after 8, I mean, you're in God's hands now.
Yeah, just call me in the morning.
Yeah,
When I say morning, I
don't
mean
want
like
to fucking talk about
the
this.
afternoon, maybe. I'm busy. Fuck off. I'm not gonna help anybody.
I
But-
really should have cut holes in this thing.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, is he looking
It's
at
never
me?
too late, Dan. It's never too late to cut holes in anything.
You know, he's got me feeling some type of way when he looks at me with that goddamn thing. And Ryan, your costume tonight. What have you got going on?
Oh, well, I'll see. I'm a mountain of a man, you know. I'm very gigantic, so.
You're
And
large.
you'll notice the back brace that intimates a broken back.
Yeah,
And I get the cowboy hat here.
I
you know.
see. All right.
What does that intimate?
Now I'm a cowboy. And then we got the pink sunglasses, which everybody knows, worn on a man means he's a gay.
Okay.
So,
everybody knows. Yeah. Common knowledge.
Gay plus B plus C plus, D is Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, all right. Well, all right.
There we go.
Nice
I'm
job,
the great
nice
Heath
job.
Ledger.
Yeah. Well, he was.
I mean, this is the role he was most known for, right?
Oh, yeah.
What he did to that poor Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. You know what? I actually wore this costume for a purpose, because I think that should be pointed out. I think, you know, you can say what you want about Jake Gyllenhaal in that
I like
movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He might have been a total butt pirate, but Heath Ledger was kind of a pedophile because Jake Gyllenhaal always looks like a scared 8-year-old boy. And to have sex with him
does kind of look
makes
that
you
way,
a pedophile.
Doesn't he? Well,
Heath Ledger was a fucking pedophile.
That sounds like an abundant claim.
Well, look, man.
It sounds like an over
Look,
claim.
I took the natural steps, the Trump logic, and I got where I got. And that's just
now
that
it
is
makes
what
sense.
it is. What it is now.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, you can't just look. You can't put a hat on like this and without it coming with certain responsibilities of logic. You
With
know? I mean,
Trump logic, you can get from point A to point wherever the fuck you
and
want.
that's that. And that, hey, comes with the hat, buddy. Make America great again.
Yeah, well.
I saw a great meme today.
Okay.
It was a Trump meme. It took me a second to like figure it out. My girlfriend didn't explain it, but it was like one of those dryers in the bathroom where you press the button and dry your hands, obviously. And
Right.
all it said was, "Hey, for a great Trump speech, press this button." I was just like, and it's just hot air.
Yes,
Hot
I
air.
love that.
I didn't get it. It took me a second.
I got
That's
it.
pretty funny.
J.M. Brady in the chat. What's up?
Hey,
Happy
there you
Halloween,
go. Nice.
Happy Halloween. So let's do a quick around the bar. I'm your host, Rick.
I am the artist formerly known as Keith Ledger. Heath Ledger, sorry.
Yeah,
I
well.
said the K. My bad.
Whatever.
Nah, I'm Ryan. Fuck that shit.
Dan with the mask.
All right.
Dan with a mask.
And-
He's got 2 masks, by the way.
And Sarah is on camera at the moment. We're gonna rotate in and out as it were. And I want to talk about. Oh my God! I didn't know you were switching your masks up.
Oh yeah,
it's just fucking. It's just for the mind blow factor. You know?
Yeah. I feel it.
You gotta keep that going.
This
Mine's
is my
blown.
actual hand here too.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm just like.
So that's the phony hand holding up the mask. The phony
Yeah,
hand.
this you can't see this part.
Yeah. in case you didn't know, the green one was a prosthetic.
I apologize, you guys. I ate some Greek food earlier, and I'm just burping up like a motherfucker here. I don't know what it is. I'm addicted to the Greek food. I'm addicted to this.
Greek
fucking
food?
place.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
There is a place.
I grew up with Greek food, and that's the only reason I'm not addicted to it anymore. I still eat it, like any chance I get, but I had it so much, like authentic in my friend's mother's kitchen, and I like.
Motherfucker, is it good?
Oh, it's so good.
So speaking of Halloween,
You know what you gotta do? You gotta treat yourself to a Greek Easter. Just find a Greek family and bombard their house on Easter when they have the lamb on the spit. Oh,
just
God.
find a
lamb.
Greek. Just walk up to
Talk
a
about
random.
eating
Look
now.
up for
Hey, you
for a
look
Greek
Greek.
flag.
Can
Hey,
I
you
go
look
to
Greek. You guys
just,
mind?
just be like oompa and walk
Yeah.
in, and they'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
oompa, yeah, great. Here, have some fucking lamb."
Yeah, you
know?
look like diner owners.
Fine,
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we can sit down and have some lamb.
You look like diner owner.
You guys own a construction company, don't you? But you never swung a hammer, did you? No. That's not true. It happens to describe one Greek that I know, and he knows who he is. So fuck you.
Dan, right now, Ryan. Speaking of Halloween,
Yes. we
it
were.
might be one of the merriest of holidays.
In my book, it is.
Uh-huh.
Well, so recently,
you
guys share the show up on Facebook?
Are you sure?
Share
it? Yeah,
Recently?
all right. So recently, I got into the Halloween movies, which I'd never seen before, with starring Jamie Lee Curtis.
The wonderful, and she's a national treasure.
See, I told you, Sarah. Dudes love Jamie Lee Curtis, man. They love Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know what it is. Because what's weird about that movie is she's like 20 years old, but she still kind of looks like your 30-year-old mom.
It does, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And,
Like-
and it's funny because most 20-year-old actors look like 15.
Wait, I'm getting
Yeah,
her
for some
confused
reason,
with
Jamie-
Sigourney Weaver first. I have to.
You might as well because
And
it's
Gina
basically
Davis, like-
it's
an
the same
acceptable-
person.
No, I know,
It's
but
basically
this is
the
just
same
a
person.
sad moment for my brain. Like, there's no reason why this should be happening.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh,
She was
she's
in
there.
Trading
Yeah,
Places.
she's there. She's
She
there.
got
she's there.
naked in Trading
yeah,
Places.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
she's there. She's there. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she's good.
Well, in her stripper scene in what was it? In True Lies.
She
With
had a stripper scene?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember the spy movie where she was
Oh,
his wife,
all
and
right,
he
yeah,
pretends
yeah.
to be the operative, and he's watching her do the strip.
Right.
Dude, her body was banging in that shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, dude. She looked fucking spectacular, and she was like pushing 50 at that point. She was like mid-40s or something.
50 is not what it used
No,
to be.
I know, but she was
Not
that
what it used to
because of people like Jamie Lee Curtis and Susan Sarandon. There's another one.
I think we owe these ladies a
50
debt of
didn't mean
gratitude.
shit to Susan Sarandon, yo.
Right,
Susan
right.
Sarandon, I don't know how the fuck old is she right now. Wheel her out here, I bet I'd still fuck her. You know, like I swear to God, Susan Sarandon.
I feel the same way about Julianne Moore.
Oh God, absolutely. My dad, one of my dad's favorites, rest his soul. He met her at his hospital She came in for in Manhattan. She came in for a procedure, and my dad was one of the guys doing her intake paperwork and stuff, and he got to hang out with her and everything. And he had always had a gigantic crush on her.
One of my uncles always liked Gina Davis.
I think she's the hottest one of all the ones.
The hottest one of all, okay.
Yeah, Earth Girls are easy. The bikini scene in the beginning.
Oh yeah, well she's in the pool. Was a cutie for sure.
A League of Their Own.
What was it? You remember did you ever see the Family Guy episode where Stewie and Chris were going? They had to sleep in the same bed, and like Stewie, he's like, Chris, do you think Dad and Mom will be okay? And yeah, just go to sleep state. He keeps waking him up, and the last thing he says is, Chris, Gina Davis used to be in movies, but she's not in movies anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, she's pretty enough, but she's not in movies anymore, Chris. Why do you think that is, Chris? I'll ask you in the morning.
So the reason I brought up Halloween is because it's a horror movie, and I want to know you guys' opinion, because the thing about horror movies is I feel like there are very few, if any, good horror movies.
I think they're all good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times the ridiculousness of them makes them better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of like old school like horror paint, and makeup, and something not less CGI and stuff like that.
Okay.
Real prosthetics and like when you can see it, and it's obviously fake. I love that.
Yes.
I love that shit.
And I agree with you on that.
But hold on. Here's a question now. The question is, does that make it a good movie?
Well,
right.
It's so bad it becomes good.
That's a matter of perspective too, though. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of that's huge in horror.
I do. You know, hey man, we all had the phase and everything like that. But like you, dude, Aaron used to take me to like horror conventions and all kinds of stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. Like it depends on the context, you know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. Like, I like the ones that are so over the top, and it's more about exploding arms and ridiculous shit. They could never be real. Like, those are my favorite ones. The ones that actually try and be creepy and horrible, and they try to do the most fucked. Like, I'm just like, this is gross and whatever.
Right. The most effective horror is psychological horror, but I don't feel like that's like. I feel like that needs its own name. Like, it's not the same genre. Like. What's that fucking movie where like the guy is or the chick is stuck out in the ocean and the boat leaves and she's just waiting to die? Deep Water. Now that's a horror movie.
It starts out as two people.
Open water. That's
Open water.
That just happened to two women the other day. They were out to sea for 5 months and they got saved by a naval ship or something, and they're still out to sea because the naval ship isn't docking for a really long time or something like that. So like. Yeah, they went out to sea with a year's worth of food, and their engine broke, and then they're like, well, it's fine. We have a sailboat, but then their sail like blew away or something happened.
Oh my god,
right?
dude.
So they were out for 5 months.
Imagine being out there for months.
Well, they almost died.
Saved.
Right, they almost did die from sharks too. They had a school of whatever sharks swim in schools.
Yeah.
Like doing the circle thing and trying to capsize the boat.
Oh my god, dude.
Right, it's crazy.
Dude, sharks are terrifying fucking creatures.
I have a fucking secret. I have a secret fantasy. I kind of want to like that would be like my
secret fantasy.
A secret, yeah. Never, never told that.
About to not be
a secret. Dream.
Yeah, you're about to tell
the whole world. It's more like a life goal, really. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like it's like if you're gonna die a certain way, like I want to at a certain age, just like it's happening soon. I got 10 years to plan. I train, I run, I get my cardio right. I start fucking carrying rocks in the water.
Okay, all right, I get it. Then
I get my fucking Rambo knife and I just abandon myself out in sea until bring it on, sharks.
Out in sea. So
and
you
I
fight
fucking take them all on. I take them all on. Me, a knife. And a school of sharks.
And you
bring it on, motherfuckers!
Dead in 4 seconds.
Probably.
Gets killed by a gang of dolphins.
But in my dream,
he gets killed and raped to death by dolphins.
That's actually my worst fears. Like, I don't care how I die. I'm not afraid of death, but I really don't want to get eaten alive. Like, I just don't want to sit there and.
It might be orgasmic. How do you know? You're merging with another creature.
One time, Keith asked
me
something.
I'm becoming
really
your
weird.
essence, sir. Oh, it's so neat.
Keith asked me something really weird once. He said, if somebody is lopping your body parts off, at what point do you cease to be a person? Like, where is the cutoff line where, like, your body gives up?
I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I'm pretty sure after the first severance of a limb, shock is guaranteed.
That guaranteed.
Now, that being said, if you survive the initial shock and maintain consciousness, pain is guaranteed for the next one too.
Okay.
So you'll feel that. But after 2, I mean, the shock at that point, if not with the combination of blood loss, you're out, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, you're fucking so like you might still be awake and your tormentor might still be taking pleasure in it, but you're not there anymore. Like
You're gone.
You're gone.
You've
dude.
checked out.
You checked out. Your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. You're fucked up. You know.
I
What
would like
Go
to
ahead.
believe that. I'd like to believe. I just don't want to. I just don't want to lay there and just watch a lion like eat me. Like that's not what I want. Or like
That
a
could be
boa
over fast.
constrictor.
Oh my god, a
Like
boa constrictor,
that'd be
that
real-
kills me, dude.
Or like just getting eaten by a big snake and you're just laying there like, when do I start getting digested? Like how does
Buried
this work?
alive.
Buried alive is not fun either. I'm
Scary
sure.
story, guys. Scary story. So I don't know if it's the Long Island Expressway, one of those big highways. They pass through one of the biggest graveyards in the country. Right?
Oh no, it's the Parkway. It's the South Orange Cemetery.
Yeah, it was on top of
So okay, so pass through one of the
Last
biggest.
week.
Right. So in order to build that road, they had to move some of the graves that were
Yeah.
already there because it used to run across with the Parkway or
Yep,
whatever.
that's the
Right.
Parkway. Yeah.
Don't quote me on the number exactly, but it was something crazy, like 10%.
Stop vibrating on the bar.
Sorry.
I'm not.
It might be my phone.
It is your
10%, like something like 10% of the coffins that they dug up had claw marks on the inside.
Oh god.
Isn't that
Badgers.
Why are they opening the coffins?
Huh?
Why are they opening the coffins?
I gotta be honest with you, Dan. If I were digging up,
I guess it accidentally gets opened.
I'd be like,
It
whoops,
was
what's
the
in here?
it was the local grave digger,
Look,
and
you never know if
he
you're
was
gonna find a perfectly preserved Armani suit.
Hey, listen, man. Some of these rich ass motherfuckers want to be buried with their good jewels, and shit. There's good money to be had. And
That's
fucking
what I'm
digging up
talking
old ass
about. Not to
people.
mention the gold in the teeth.
And now
and all that kind of
this
shit.
wonderful grave robber, this kind-hearted gentleman,
I would
had
assume
the
that's already
common
been done being buried.
decency to inform the Undertaker he was burying motherfuckers alive.
Yeah. Or it was some sort of weird narcolepsy.
They should
or
have a
whatever the
parade.
fuck.
Well,
for
that's
that
the whole for whom the bell tolls thing. Like the bell would ring because they used to tie strings to the inside of the casket.
You're
So if like,
absolutely
you
right.
weren't actually dead, you'd ring the bell. Like, oh, he's not dead.
Yeah.
Let's go get him.
And you know who had that? Edgar Allan Poe had that.
Really? And
Edgar Allan
speaking of
Poe
Edgar
wanted
Allan Poe-
to be buried with the bell, with the string going to his coffin because he would nod off and people would think he was fucking dead.
Whoa.
And and back then, during those times, you fell asleep and people were like, yo! Hey, he's fucking dead. Let's throw him in a hole.
Bring
Like,
it,
there
he's
was
dead.
They weren't like they were.
If
They
we
weren't checking.
hurry, we
Right.
can catch the 3 o'clock cart.
Right. They might sink a finger in your anus to see if you're warm, but that's about all. You know?
Nope, ice cold. It's time to go.
It was
And what if that guy was fucking your wife or some shit? I mean,
Then you're definitely gonna
Oh,
hurry
you're
along.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. It's done. You're
Yeah.
done.
Don't even check him for anything. Don't even take his wallet. Just
Yeah.
dump him in a hole.
And I know like medical was way slower back then, but
Sure.
wife fucking was on par with it, exactly where it is today.
Wife fucking was definitely
It
on.
stayed right there,
Yeah, it
same
was a
level.
culture, if you will.
We've gotten better, if anything, because it's easier to get caught nowadays.
Sure, that's one way of looking at it. That's one way of looking at it. Dan,
Yeah.
you had said earlier that you're not afraid to die.
You had said earlier.
Nope.
I don't believe
By the way,
that.
there's only 2 shares here on our live video.
I
You guys
shared.
gotta go
I
on
just
there.
shared. I just did it.
The live video
Oh,
is
is
on
that
also
different?
talking
I did it on
about.
my
Oh yeah, it's
phone.
different now. It's,
Oh.
we're
I
live
just
now.
did it on my phone. I shared it. I shared the live link. The thing.
Lamb does sound good. Yes, the True Lies dance was sweet, J.M. Brady said. Yes.
Truth lies. What now? Oh yeah, hell, fucking see.
Is that
Yes.
this is
Yes, absolutely.
I already shared it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, that's not it. Go to the Awesome Talk page. The pinned
No, I
post
seen
is
it.
live. But yeah, so let's see what else do we have going on here. So anyway, Dan, so you said you're not afraid to die.
Well,
How do you reconcile that with yourself? Because I'm terrified of dying.
well, I actually thought I was dying. When I passed kidney stones, there was just so much pain. I was like, this is it. And like the day before was when I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It's like, whoa,
Right.
I'm actually dying today. This is crazy. And I really thought that I was dying, and I just didn't care. I wanted the pain to end, and I was like, ready to go.
Pain can get to that level.
Yeah, it was that much pain. I was just like, I don't really care anymore. I don't care about tomorrow. Just make this stop.
I'm
And
not-
if dying is how this stops, then do it.
I'm not terrified of the dentist, but when people say like they have a toothache that's so bad, like because people if you're terrified of the dentist, right, and you have a
Oh,
toothache
that's
that's god awful,
right. Oh.
like you'll walk in there and be like, I don't care what the fuck you do, just get this out of me so I'm not in pain anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you hit a point where you hit a threshold where you're in so much agony or of some kind,
Right.
that you're just like, dude, I'll take even death at this point.
That's
just
what
to get rid of
kidney
this.
stones for me was. Because, like, I'm pissing blood. It hurts. I'm just
Oh
like,
my God, pissing blood sounds horrifying.
Right, so I'm just like, what is I literally thought I was dying because the doctors weren't even sure it was kidney stones yet. So I was like, oh, you just got diabetes yesterday? Well, I don't know. Let's run some tests. I'm like, whatever, just make it stop hurting.
Don't worry about it. Peeing blood just means the last bottle of whiskey's finally worked its way out. Now you're ready for the next one.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Whatever they gave me, it was like an injection painkiller. It was just like.
Probably morphine.
No, it wasn't morphine.
Dilaudid?
Probably Dilaudid.
Dilaudid, yeah.
It was just gone. The pain was gone. I was like, all right, I don't want to die anymore. That's fine. Whatever you guys do.
Not only do I not want to die, everything is totally groovy.
Give me another one of those.
So, yeah.
I will live forever if you keep giving me that shit.
But I meditate. You guys know I meditate every day and all that stuff. And it's not like I like train to not be afraid of death or anything like that. But like, it kind of goes with it. It's like a peace of mind. Kind of goes with not because I don't know how I got here. So like, I'm assuming that's how death is too. You die and then all of a sudden like, whoa, what the weird
hell happened here,
like,
right?
Even if it's nothing, it's still just as weird as something. So
yeah. You know what it is? It's just the loss of consciousness that is the big
we assume
issue
that
here.
though.
Do we?
I think we do.
Or is it wishy-washy thinking?
Everything that anybody's ever told you is pretty much an assumption. Without
what if consciousness is everything, but our brain is just like
a conduit
for it, right? It gives like our brain is our personality. Our brain gives us the experiences, but the consciousness is always here.
It's certainly the hard drive. All the programs are up here. Right.
When you die, does that go away? I don't know. It's there. It's decaying into something else.
I don't really, honestly. I've fucking been so comfortable with the idea of dying that I actually had to make myself feel guilty about my comfort level, and I kind of had to like sit and believe. Even though I don't particularly like 100% believe it, but I've had to accept that I might have had for at least a little period of time a death obsession. You know what I mean? Where it was like I was too comfortable with the idea, but I don't think it was like it was just I'm just comfortable in the fact that I don't think. It's not that nothing matters or anything. I just, you know what I mean? Like, this is all tissue. It's all just stuff. You know what I mean? Like, like I'm not interested in having the answers because I don't think you're supposed to have them until you take the next step. And the next step, unfortunately, is releasing your mortal coil. You know what I mean? Like, when you become energy and move on into everything, you figure out what you need to know, and what you don't need to know becomes irrelevant because you're no longer tied to this fucking horseshit frame. You're no longer.
Theory about that,
you know what I mean? But my thing is, like, I think our connections, to life are what define our fear of death. Because I recognize the fact that since I have attained 2 children and done some things, you know what I mean? Like, it's the closest I've ever come to being able to say that I was afraid of dying. And it's not afraid of dying, it's afraid of what you're leaving behind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid of, like, my kids taking it the wrong way, or not getting through it in due course, or like making their lives more miserable because of my passing. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, dude, you know, like, it's not like I'm worried about what's gonna happen to me. It's like, nah, that's part of the trip. I'm actually stoked for it. I'm kind of curious. You know what I mean? But I don't want to go anywhere. But what the only thing that I could really equate to fear of death that I've felt in like the last decade has been when I finally got to far enough along in the point of my firstborn's adolescence where I was like, oh shit, it's gonna really suck for him when it happens to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's really my root in the whatever I could describe as a fear of death is all rooted in that idea that it's really gonna hurt somebody that I really don't want to.
You know my theory about that, right?
You know,
that the second you die, you're conceived again, but back where you were. So basically, time loops for you. Like, your life is in a loop. And for me, that's what deja vu is, because you've already fucking done this. But you have an opportunity to change things, because if you look at the way the world travels through the universe, it's not a perfect orbit. It's a corkscrew that keeps flying through space, right? So if we're a microcosm of the universe, right? If we're a microcosm of the universe and of Earth and of everything like that, right? Then when you die, you're sort of corkscrewing through the universe. So I could be born back in 1979 again, right? But my life might be similar. I know you hate this. She hates this.
No, I'm not a gigantic fan of the when you said 1979. I was like, yeah, like. Right there.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying I feel like it's what happens.
No, I don't feel like you go back in time
maybe
when
the
you
fact
die.
that we have a number to the years, if we didn't keep track, that wouldn't be such a weird statement.
Can I?
Right, if people weren't wearing
I
bell
actually-
bottoms
I
and
actually
shit.
had
Well, what if we're not
conversation-
actually moving through space? What if space is actually still and we've been lied to the whole time?
Well,
And it's moving through
no,
us.
but it's not. Well, no.
No. Go ahead, hold on. Let her talk. What were you going to say about that? Go ahead.
Of course it is. It has to.
What do you mean?
What?
Like, it
You need to
has
speak louder.
Move. Everything has to move.
Well, yeah, it's in
all
constant
rotating.
flux.
I mean,
But-
if there's gravity, then.
But
that
if gravity
has
is real, that's the whole thing. Gravity is still
Ugh.
technically a theory.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. In science, the word theory doesn't mean the same as it does when normal people are like, I have a theory. Oreos that are twice as big are That's not what they mean when they say theory. Gravity is a for real thing.
So why do they say theory? Explain.
It's just
Because a handful of religious people at a meeting that they weren't supposed to be invited
That's
to.
just
go
a
ahead.
demonized word, and like it's like when people want something to sound scientific, so they put the word quantum in it. Like,
This is my quantum computer.
Like it means something actual.
Oh, my quantum.
But
Yeah.
then
This is
there's
quantum
people,
awesome talk.
Like, just
No, but I mean, like gravity.
Think of
It's
my
like,
quantum-
gravity is like what? Like that's the thing, though. It's like gravity is real because we know it happens. We see it in front of us. Like you could drop something and it falls. That means on this planet there's a force of gravity.
What about density?
Now people are asking about like when they say it. They mean it universally. Like if I go to another planet, is there gravity? Like they're trying to. It's what I view it as is mainly people trying to poke holes in somebody who, you know, like they already went through this with a bunch of other people and got them to stop and go. All right, you're right. When you drop something, it falls, and there's a force pulling it to the ground, and that's our understanding of gravity.
Let's pretend that there is no gravity and there is no mysterious force, and that it's all just density.
Okay.
So I'm just being a devil's advocate here. I'm so confused as to reality.
But then what makes helium float up?
Right. So all right. So
You know?
I mean, not that. All right. So
Go ahead. Take your time.
when you ask someone, when I drop this bowling ball from the roof of my house, why does it fall to the ground? Everyone will say gravity.
Right.
When you have a balloon with helium in it and I let it go and it goes up to the sky, everyone will say density. Well, we gotta choose one. Is it
All right.
density or is it gravity?
No,
Okay,
it's
hold
different.
on.
They're the
I'm going to ask the
chemistry
person
of
who's
different
read every
things.
book by Stephen Hawking. Go ahead. What is it?
Well, they're different things. I mean, you're like.
Why does
we're-
helium get to defy the law of gravity?
Helium is it's
'Cause
just
it's lighter than
chemical.
air.
It's just chemicals.
Yeah,
like, it has. You're like. Don't think of it in like an intrinsic way. Just think of it as in a chemical way. Like helium is lighter. That's why, like, if you put oil and water in a glass,
So,
one will be higher.
Why
than
do we
the
have to?
other.
Why do we have to introduce a mysterious force called gravity into it? Why can't it just be density all the time?
Because density just tells you
density
how
is
tiny
because-
your atoms
it's
are.
Right.
different.
So why does
But
gravity
that
have to be in
has
it?
nothing
So
to
helium
do-
versus your bowling ball, you don't have to have gravity come in to explain
but
either.
because density isn't describing an environmental factor. Density is describing that which makes up an item. Like this is
So where
has
does gravity
density.
fit into all
Well,
this?
gravity is the external.
Gravity
Gravity
Let
explains
her
the
explain it.
external
Go-
pull.
go ahead.
And the environmental element, the environmental aspect that causes something to happen.
Go ahead.
Gravity is basically when space is warped by a massive object. That's why around a black hole, gravity, everything gets bent and you don't actually see things all the way in. Like, so...
But you're still describing a mysterious thing.
It's not mysterious. It's
I'm
easy.
wait, remember I'm playing
Let-
devil's
let it go,
advocate.
let it go.
I was a physics. I was
Okay,
trying to be a
but like-
physics professor actually in the long run. I get all of it too, but I need scientists to be better at explaining it. That's what
and I think that's
I'm not saying you're not doing a good
I
job.
actually think that there's some merit to
I
that.
don't. No, and I think that I give him
I
credit.
don't. And I don't anymore.
No.
What do you mean? Wait,
And
why?
I'll tell you why. Because I watch brilliant physicists, like mind-bendingly amazing physicists, go on science programs and dumb their shit down for Americans to understand it. And while on one hand, it's great, they do it to the extent where it's embarrassing to people that know who they really are and what they really accomplished. When you have an astrophysicist telling you how far it is to the moon by telling you, like, it's this many cheeseburgers piled on top, like, that's fucking embarrassing. Like, I don't think that scientists need to do a better job of getting people to understand.
I mean, people need to do a better job trying to understand.
Pushing to understand more than they currently do.
I agree with that 100%.
Link you to that shit. Listen, we're going to cut to the first break because we're in the show now.
Plowing right through, man.
We're in the show now. Now listen, here's what's going to happen next, folks. Jay and Brady, Geggy Ta, Brandy's watching. Somebody named something or other was watching. I don't know what the hell's going on, dude. We're broadcasting all over the fucking place now, and I'm trying to keep up with all of it. So what we're about to see is a new segment, a new Awesome Talk segment called Ryan Reads.
Where I do that a lot, by the way.
Don't do it on the bar.
Oh, you're hearing it?
Yeah, I gotta watch that too.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we have a new segment called Ryan Reads. Ryan reads The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Okay. And there's going to be interpretive dance theater included by me and Dan Ridenhour. And this is going to be the most amazing reading of The Raven you've ever heard.
Promise.
This is for Halloween. And also what you're going to see is we're going to get just a little piece of what went on at Damnation Fest. Ryan and I went there this weekend.
Me and Rick went over there. Had a good. So
we're going to talk to Ethan Murphy from Scars of Envy. We're going to talk to some boys from Stagger. We're going to talk to oh my god, dude, Metal Life Crisis, and we're gonna hear some music from Metal Life Crisis.
Yes.
Who we're gonna have on the show this season. I think.
They were awesome.
So they were awesome.
Those guys
so check
are very,
that out.
very cool.
And you're gonna see all sorts of new content, man. So here we go. We're gonna cut to that shit, and we'll be back in about 25 minutes, and we're gonna pick up this interesting conversation. So share this video and hit like or subscribe wherever the hell you're watching, and let's do this shit.
Tonight, we are here to celebrate our literary geniuses, instilling fear in the hearts of mere men, and rising themselves to the level of gods. Tonight, we will celebrate Edgar Allan Poe in his timeless classic, The Raven, as brought to you by Awesome Talk presents Ryan Reads. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember, it was the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books the cease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, I said, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then, where thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt aflutter, and there stepped a stately raven of the stately days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of this countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, said I, art sure no craven. Ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above this chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above this chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he muttered, not a feather than he fluttered. Still I scarcely more than muttered, Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then said the raven, Nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, Doubtless, said I, what it utters, it is only stock and store, caught only from unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling my saddened fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, Nevermore. This I sat enraged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, till the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom sore. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that lamplight gloated o'er. But those velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloat o'er, shall she press? Ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed in an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch! I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent me, respite, respite, and nepenthe, from my memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, where the tempter sent, or where the tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in glade? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell me, this soul with sorrow, laden if within the distant Adin, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the ravens, nevermore. Be that word a sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door, quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. By the syphilitic blood of the monarchy, I know not how I shall weather another harvest moon.
All right. Talk to me about Damnation Fest. What is Damnation Fest all about?
By the way, this is Ethan from Scars of Envy. We are here with Awesome Talk, and we're talking about Damnation Fest, which is happening right behind us. So,
Right.
and now, without further ado, Mr. Ethan.
Talk to me about Damnation Fest. What's it all about?
Getting a bunch of motherfuckers together, rocking out, partying, having some fun, paying the bands, giving them some free drink tickets, backlining the equipment, all for one cause, bring music.
Can I ask you a question?
Nope. But
What?
go for it.
In this age that we're in, where music is shifting drastically, what part does metal play right now in the grand scheme of things?
It's probably the toughest genre there is out there. I mean, we got diehard fans, and we're not some bubblegum rock and roll type of shit. We're just a bunch of angry kids trying to, make some friends and let the music out of our souls to solve the problems in our own worlds and reach other people to make us all come together.
And I think it's interesting that you say that we're a bunch of angry kids, because we're about the same age.
I mean, we're all happy,
and we've all been
but-
doing this a long time.
Hey man, shit, I'm 36 going on 16,
Yeah.
fucking shit.
There's not too many happy-go-lucky young kids in great surroundings that just fall into metal. That happy family. Their kid listens to whatever the parents kind of, push for them, but people that go through some real-life struggles, they deal with problems, and metal is the answer to them. It's a crazy form of music where they can just be themselves and go crazy and find out who they truly are.
And why did you find it?
Probably because my old man left.
That's an honest answer,
Hey,
dude.
man,
It's
it
an
is
honest
an honest
answer.
answer, yeah.
My old
And,
man left. My older brother was into metal. He got me into
yeah,
it. And
and who spoke to you first in terms of metal? Who do you think?
I think Iron Maiden was the first thing, and then I moved to Nuclear Assault, and I started getting into a lot of old school type of punk and the Descendants, Circle Jerks, GBH, G.G. Allen. We used to listen to all types of shit. Then I got into skating, and it was it all just grouped together. DRI and
DRI.
King Diamond,
yeah.
and just whatever was out there and cool. That's what I was down with.
And being in New Jersey for some shit like this too dude. This is one of the best places to be, because you're in that vortex between New York and Philadelphia, and we have this bubbling.
Well, I mean, the NJ scene is just
come on, you know, like it's legend. It's absolutely legend. Like, I mean, it's like you guys doing what you're doing. Like any weekend at any given moment, you can find shit like this happening in Jersey. You know,
hell
this is what we do. Like,
There's so many shows out here.
We're so crowded. We're so packed in. Everything's so condensed on top of itself. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have stuff like this, or else you go fucking crazy. You know, like.
Yeah, people be just sitting home with nothing else to do but go crazy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
At least come here and go crazy and meet some other people and go crazy.
Yeah, and it's all good.
And I know why, but why Roxy and Dukes for this?
I love the club. I love the owner of the club. Jim Parks is such a cool guy.
He's the best.
Out of all the clubs we played, this is one of my favorites. You know, he lets us control the night.
Right.
You know, as long as everybody keeps it cool. You know, you guys were here the last time, 2015.
Yeah.
We were partying in the woods.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go on stage and sing with a band. I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, I missed the barbecue. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think I had like one burger that day, like 19 beers. So.
Yeah, I did. I had 19 beers.
Priorities.
But I ate a shitload of barbecue.
Priorities, dude. So what's going on with Scars and Envies you want to talk about?
Hell yeah.
It's our last show until like Stagger's March Metal Madness.
Wow.
So we're just going to take the holidays, kind of just like start recording a new album. We already got like 5 songs done for it.
Awesome.
We're going to take our time and put out some really kick-ass videos. People in my family are actually, you know, renowned filmmakers. They're blowing up the scene all over the place, so they want to help us shoot a really great video, and hopefully we can get a bunch of guys like you guys there. It'll be like lit on fire, jumping through windows, and get all crazy, man.
One of my favorite things, like, cause the last time we came here, I can't remember. I swear, to, I'm gonna shame myself for this. I can't remember the name of the band, but there was like a band name. We were missing a guitar player or something like that, and
that was us.
No. Oh, it was one of the earlier bands. They showed up, and it was just like this kid. It was basically it was a 2-piece.
Oh, the Marks.
A 2-piece.
Yeah.
And they fucking they shredded. They absolutely shredded. And it's like I come here, and it's like it's called the metal show. It's kind of a metal festival, but when you come here and you hear what's actually going down, it's just such a wide variety, you know what I mean? Is that something you do on purpose? Like, you try and incorporate like a lot of different bands and make it like something that's a little, because every time I come here, I'm always struck by the fact that I hear something I'm not expecting to hear. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's always a couple of X factors where it's just like, you do that on purpose? Do you think that's important to kind of?
There's a few bands that we like Scars of Envy, Stagger, like X and Lux.
Yeah.
We all throw like festivals throughout a year.
Yeah, you guys are like the
all,
regulars.
Like,
yeah. Like everybody.
It's like we could all just play the same shows, but how boring is that?
Yeah.
And it just makes us look like a bunch of dicks. You know? We gotta bring in some new kids, some new blood. Something different for some people to check out.
By the way, speaking of which, something I didn't expect to hear. You guys shredded tonight, by the way. Excellent.
Watch them do the King Diamond.
Where are we? Where are we right now? What are we?
Awesome talk.
Awesome talk. What's going on? Awesome fucking talk.
That's why
what do you mean?
always remember
Ethan fucking Murphy, John fucking Mosier.
What does he mean when he says do the King Diamond?
Because I sing high notes and stuff.
Can you do it right now, man?
Not now. I left my balls on the stage, bro. Nice.
Definitely did, dude. I did not expect. Like, I was walking through the door like, what the hell is this wonderful noise? You know, like absolutely.
I'm out here like, man, that motherfucker give people run for the money.
One cool thing about metal, we get to meet people from all walks of life. Like my gentleman right here, Al's over.
What's up?
He can do some crazy things for you. You might want to get that nose hair.
I got a nose hair?
Yeah, that one really far back.
All right, wait, I'll get it. I got a pair of scissors.
Oh, there we go.
Should work.
Now what do? Gotta take care of it, right?
That did it. That's it. Oh no. Oh no.
Clip that baby, clip it.
Oh, wait.
There it is.
Oh god, he opened it.
That hair is deep in there.
Now you know if somebody does that, they got a loose screw. What are you doing with a loose screw?
Cocaine.
Gotta tighten a loose screw too.
Say cocaine? Somebody said cocaine.
Somebody say cocaine?
I heard something.
He might find some.
Jesus Christ, look at it go.
Thank God for Bucks Brothers.
Oh my god.
To me next.
That's so legit.
Gotta waste a drop.
Stagger!
And Scars!
There it is.
What's going on, brother?
Not a damn thing. What's going on with you?
What's going on with us, man?
We're in a parking lot.
So, how's the parking lot treating you?
I
There's
love it
pavement,
so far.
there's cars, a couple leaves just fell
that
down.
guy just stands
That's
himself
pretty
in
cool.
the brain, so.
Ooh, we're having a great time here. Whoever's not here should be not there.
Yeah.
You should be here, probably.
Talk to me about Stagger. What's going on these days?
What's going on? We just put the video out. The video is awesome.
Which was awesome, by the way.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, I have.
Fuck, I love the ending, man.
I love
Did you
it.
cringe when it happened?
Yes.
He really put the blaze in his face. That was
You
not
guys
fake.
trashed the place
That
too.
was
I mean,
not
that was legit
fake.
Stagger. That was. I would expect nothing less. You know
It
what
was
I mean?
a great time.
Yeah. It looked like that when I saw that video. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, I really wish I was there.
Did you, when you're holding the phone, you watch on the phone,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
and it's
you're
like,
sitting there.
oh!
Oh God, that looks like fun.
What else is new? We're coming up with some new songs, and we're gonna drop tune because we want to be cool. And we're gonna play one of them tonight.
Oh, excellent.
So stick around for that. It's
Wait,
gonna be cool.
how low you going? We're
How
talking
low can you go?
C, F's? What are we?
Oh, they have notes. They're called notes.
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Go low. I make the string go lower.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, there you go.
I don't know what they're called. I play guitar.
I just make it
it
do what it do.
But it's lower, and it's gonna make you want to move your
Oh,
butt
man.
a little like this, like that,
You guys
like
getting
that, right
sweaty.
there.
Can you twerk, Ethan? I don't know if you're able to do that. I cannot twerk.
No, just
I feel like I got like a
let me
fucking
stop you right
I'm
there.
kidney
concerned.
stone.
When I twerk,
I think at this point it would just be my ball sack flapping up. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's considered twerking.
I don't think so.
Just
It's
kind of like
just ball swinging.
regenerative ball sack motion.
I am sick of sitting in my own ball sack when I get in the car, though. I'll tell you that. Speaking of ball sacks, I gotta start being careful. You get in the car, you know.
You gotta do
whoa.
the Negan.
You gotta-
Yeah, right,
good.
right.
All right, good. Sit down.
Yeah, we're gonna like throw it over the shoulder.
Yeah,
so
right.
we're ready to drive. Get the seatbelt
You gotta
on.
move the shit out of the way when you guys gotta piss. You gotta take your balls out of the way.
Oh, I got pain in the ass.
Terrible time.
Everybody's like, you should get a vasectomy. I'm like, nah, castration. Just cut them off.
You know what? I feel like we could all think better without him.
I got 2 sons. That's enough, right? They're gonna fuck the world up. It's all good. I'm done.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got a kid?
It's over. Yeah, it's over. Fuck it.
Enough's
I don't
enough.
need 'em.
So where can people find information on Stagger?
StaggerOfficial.com.
Does that help?
And Scars of Envy.
I don't know. We live in a day of fucking
We're on the
technology, so I'm pretty
.coms.
sure. Oh,
We're on the
Stagger NJ.
Facebooks.
Stagger and
Stagger NJ.
We don't really
If
need
you
nothing
type in
else after that.
Stagger, other stuff's gonna come up.
Yeah.
There's other Staggers out there that we don't know nothing about. But I do know you have to
should book a
type in
show.
NJ at the end of Stagger. Stagger NJ. And then the gloriousness happens.
I think now we all need a fucking beer. What do you guys
I
say?
do.
Hell
Beer.
yeah.
That's
You buying?
for sure.
Let's do that.
buying
Actually, I
it?
was looking for somebody else who was buying.
Oh,
Anybody
I
else?
bought you a beer.
That's
Not it.
All right, hey, there we go.
Next guy you see with long hair.
All right, hello, Rock City Troops. It's our first time ever being here. Excellent place, we love it. I'd like to thank Throwdown Syndicate, Killer Set. Let me see if I get the name right for the bass player, he told me. Ixion Flux. Ixion Lux. There we go. I'm bad with names. Killer Set. Excellent. I'd like to thank Ethan, putting us on here. Synergy's Payment. Old Bridge Melissa. Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna put you into our title track from our new album. This is called Metal Life Crisis.
We're back? We're good?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Hold on.
Howdy, y'all.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Awesome Talk Season 9, Episode 2, the Halloween Special, 2017.
Oh, shit.
What's the matter?
1 minute.
What?
Left microphone unplugged, right microphone unplugged.
Right. Now are we back?
Yeah.
Okay, so, if you couldn't hear us earlier, then you should be able to hear us now.
I'm pretty sure they heard us.
Oh, well, hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
So welcome to welcome back to Awesome Talk Season 9, Episode 2, the Halloween Special. We're just here hanging out.
We are.
We've drank about a million beers for Halloween tonight, and I feel good about that. And we have talked about everything from
more than 999,999.
We've talked about everything from horror movies to the reality of time and gravity. Like, I don't know if there's any. I don't know. Like, you know, it seems like it's in between that. Everything.
You know what we should talk
That's
about?
beautiful.
Now?
You can literally choose anything.
Titties.
Yeah, well, we did. We talked about that too.
Oh, we did.
Well, sort of we did.
Yes,
the
to a degree.
The whole Jamie Lee Curtis thing.
I think it was more.
Well, stripping came
homage
up and
to or an
you know.
inspiration by sort of thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, right.
Not really a
Oh, so you were
direct
talking about Halloween movies.
commentary.
Yeah, I was talking about the Halloween movies. What, should I go back to that? Because we never really got anywhere with that.
You just veered off into Jamie Lee Curtis.
And they did that in Halloween. People veered off into Jamie Lee Curtis all the time. Isn't that weird?
Which one do you think is the best one?
Oh, good question.
Which Halloween?
Oh, I think they're all stupid.
I don't know. I want to say 5 because I don't honestly remember them.
One of them had
But
Ludacris in
when
it,
I was
right?
a kid, I remembered that one being fun.
I think the second one that Rob Zombie did is by far the worst.
Really?
I thought that was so terrible.
I only saw the first one he did.
Oh, good for you. You know
I
what?
have to see the second
No. Preserve the illusion. Like leave it alone.
That's what I'm doing with Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
she won't watch the Crystal Skull. I can't
I watched
make her,
it.
dude.
You know what? I still
I need
love
you guys
it.
to help me
like-
interpret this for a second.
Okay.
Because it kind of blew my mind. So I have the Time Hop app. It lets me know my life that I did.
Who did what?
The Time Hop app.
Oh, yeah.
So it just analyzes your Facebook and your Instagram and all that stuff.
Okay.
So my Time Hop today specifically said, wait, where is it? Okay. So 7 years ago, October 31st, it was a Sunday, 12:42 a.m. Okay, I'm still the Indiana Jones of the mind. Phew. I thought I lost myself for a moment there. That's it. That's all I said in the middle of the night on Facebook.
That's what you were thinking about.
I mean, maybe that's when I watched the last one with the aliens in the end and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You watched it, right? I didn't spoil.
Fucking horrible.
Okay, yeah.
Horrible, an abomination of movies.
Right. But it came out in 2012.
Yes, but
or 2011, so it was like playing in with the
I
Mayan
got to
thing,
see
like maybe the Mayan. They talked about like the crystal skulls of the Mayan and the alien spaceships in the end, and 2012 hadn't happened yet, and I was like, is this what's going to happen? This is awesome. And then nothing happened.
Nothing at all happened.
No, but I mean that's kind of like why I liked it though, like to a degree. You know what I mean?
It was likable.
It was because it was like, yeah, but I mean, like, look at all the other movies. You know what I mean? It's like the same shit like the Ark of the Covenant. It's like following a religious artifact. That, like, it's never. It's like people find that like, oh well,
Are
you know, I mean,
trying
that's
to say that the magicalness of aliens is just as plausible. Well,
yeah. Just as fucking plausible as the Ark of the fucking Covenant.
I don't like this perspective.
It's just as plausible.
I think it's more plausible
as
than the
three
Ark of the
stones.
Covenant. Although we don't know what the Ark of the Covenant is. It could be a nuclear
technology. Oh my God, I just had a realization.
As the three burning stones
you two guys.
in the fucking second Indiana Jones movie. And just as relevant as the fucking Holy Grail.
You two guys just made me realize something. That the idea of aliens hiding something on Earth that would make them go crazy or whatever the fuck happened, I don't really remember, and make Shia LaBeouf do a bunch of stuff, is absolutely 1,000,000% more plausible than Raiders of the Lost Ark. Because there's no religious magic in a fucking
it's actually probably the most scientific thing they ever did.
It's the best one!
Or unless there actually is...
Temple of Doom is the best.
There actually is a Lost Ark, and
it's
not religious.
They're supposed to be fantastic movie though.
But it also sucked, which is a problem.
A lot of people...
Well, not that I can agree with. I can go, okay, dude did not like Shia LaBeouf.
No, I like Shia LaBeouf.
And they didn't do the fucking, you know, I mean, like the direct...
He lost it in an accident, a car accident.
Shia LaBeouf lost
I don't know how you lose a thumb in a car accident, but he lost a thumb.
Shia LaBeouf lost a thumb.
Yeah.
He's only half as likely to get a ride by hitchhiking.
It has begun.
Right. No, but now think about the Lost Ark. So take the religious sentiment out of it. A lot of people in conspiracy land think that the Lost Ark was the battery for the pyramid, and it was nuclear in nature. So that's why when you opened it, you like fried, you died, because there's fucking nuclear waste.
Yeah, but it sucked its own lid back on after it was done killing all the people.
But in reality, is that what
you didn't look? The nuclear smoke isn't going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like the nuclear smoke.
But in reality, the magic box would just keep sucking things in where everybody knows.
The magic box wins.
It would explode radiation in all directions. I mean, like, obviously. I don't know. I just like the movies. I like
bad movies.
I like any movies
that wasn't CGI was so beautiful.
So good.
So good. That's what I'm talking. That's what I love. Done right.
Here's the other problem. The other problem is you can't go.
Yeah, I like how they still did stunts in that movie.
You can't go from the Last Crusade to the Crystal Skull. Yeah. That's a step back.
I agree with that.
In terms of writing, in terms of quality, even Harrison Ford in the movie as Indiana Jones looked like he thought it sucked.
Right, yeah, he did. He's like, really?
Like, am I really doing this now?
I agree with everybody.
Well, I think at that point in time, there was like a...
Because, finish it.
There was just like a
do me a favor, remind me I need to talk about Harrison Ford. Okay, go ahead.
Just at that moment in time, there's a deep-seated narrative in all of media for like an alien thing in the 2012 Mayan calendar, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so the movie just played into that, and why it happened, I don't know why we were all about that then. I feel like the alien thing even calmed down.
Because as human beings, we want something.
Because it was an apocalypse projection. Because it was the same thing as when the religious leaders do it, and they say
we want to be
the Bible said
something big and important.
Somebody interpreted the Mayan calendar to say that in 2012 the world was going to end, and everybody did the same thing they always do. Why
the point is, the point is that people wanted something to happen.
I know. Cool,
everyone was excited. Even me, I was like, all right. I know nothing's gonna happen. I knew deep down that nothing's gonna happen.
When 1999 went to 2000, we did the
same thing. I was like, I know nothing.
Like, I got a lot of toilet paper.
No, but you know what? No, I give people credit.
Deep down,
with that one, no. Look, the Y2K was based on a legitimate possibility, though. It was a technological possibility.
But it was being handled.
No, they were working
saying
on
it was
yes,
being handled,
but, you
and
know,
no one paid attention.
once again,
because
I get
the
it.
fantasy.
Wait, who got blamed for that? Was it? Oh, you fucking dick!
Yes.
When you wrote that program for the
it
original Microsoft.
it wasn't like the Mayans said it was going to happen. No, it was like, oh God, see, we work for IBM and Apple, and we fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, we fucked up big, and this could be a big problem. Like, that's a legitimate fear.
Yeah,
like, that's a legitimate
But it does seem like a little bit of like
holy
falsely
shit, our
created
records,
hysteria.
our
Because
records
if
might
you're
erase.
smart enough to build a microchip, if you're smart enough to become part of the internet, but you're not smart enough to say, yo, in 3 years all the nines are going to turn to zeros, it just sounds like hysteria.
I didn't say it was logical. I said
Like,
it was the most. It was the most reasonable.
It would seem to me like during that time, while we're all hyped up, they're doing some dirty shit behind their back.
Yeah,
and I would love to go back in time and look through the hysteria and find out what of our civil rights they fucked with during that time.
Well,
we were all
I agree with that too, but I'm now confused.
Like, we don't have that information.
But my new way of thinking is like, why do we even need the distractions for them to do dirty shit? Like, why not just put nothing on the media? Like, why can't they just do dirty shit? Why, like, without us knowing? Because we're not.
Now
knowing.
they have no choice.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why?
Just, we are Big Brother.
But why do we? Yeah, but why do we need distractions? Like, why were they like, let's distract them with this, and then we'll do this? But like, couldn't they just be like, let's just do this and not tell anyone
I'll use
ever?
myself as an example. No matter what is going on in the world, I am so excited to watch Stranger Things season 2 that I'll actually put horrifying things aside like they don't exist for an hour so I can watch a fucking episode. And like that doesn't make me happy about myself or anything, but I feel like a lot of people are like that. So like we have literally 24-hour a day coverage. I'm sorry, entertainment now. And like when you look at like 1984 and they have like the channel that you put on, you know what I mean? It's 24. Like I feel like people read that once upon a time and they were just like, really 24-hour a day entertainment? That sounds insane. And now we're like less than 24-hour entertainment.
Right.
Fuck that. I'll make my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like. So I feel like it's just part of the opiate. You know what I'm saying? The social opiate, if you will. It's just another molecule.
I don't understand why it's necessary, distractions for them. If I was in their elite group and I was this like massive dickhead corporate CEO and like I'm like all about, you know, the murders in Africa and it's just for my company's profit, like why even bother distracting someone with like the guy who ran over all the people in New York today? He killed 8 people. Like why even bother doing that? Like why can't they just do bad shit without distractions?
Or why don't they just finally just corral us all into a bunch of cages and just do whatever the fuck they want?
Because
they have all the power. They have all the fucking power.
It doesn't matter. Like,
you know why?
It's
You know
just,
why
no,
they don't? Here's why they don't.
What is
because
everybody?
they still need us to build shit.
No,
and find
what
shit.
is everybody?
Yeah, they need us to build shit and find
sniff
shit.
out holes.
What is everybody? It's not even that. Like it's not even about dogs or anything. It's just, hey man, you need money. You need to stay alive. They got it all. Everybody picks a role one way or another. Whether it's the one you want or the one you don't, you're still playing into the same thing.
That's what actually kind of rests my heart at the end of the day. What Tony said.
Everybody else is fucking playing into. And the bottom line is they don't need to. You know, like. It doesn't matter, you know, like whether you're paying attention to it or not. Like they don't need you to fucking agree with it. You know what I mean? It's like
that's what I'm saying.
One way or another.
We are already under that.
But the problem is, so people say like, you know, all the time, like, oh, they're just feeding you bullshit. Yeah, but you know, like at some point you have to swallow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at some point, if you're gonna get fed something, you have to eat it, either voluntarily or whether it's, you know, like, but. You still eat it, you know what I mean? Like that.
What did Tony say here? That you wanted to say?
No, he just said, and he was like, so you know how animated he gets, great stories, great. He knows everything about like you know how far the rabbit hole goes. But he just said, all this world, so don't worry about it. All the world's a stage. It'll all be over one day.
Definitely is now.
You'll just get off and you'll just get out of costume and you'll be on the next thing. Maybe start over like you believe. But when he said that, I was like, what if this is all just a play? And we're like the best
I just want to be clear on something. I didn't say I believe. It's just
a thought that that resonates right now. Right?
I don't think I believe in anything.
So, honestly, I don't know what I actually believe. There's one belief that is always concurrent. Concurrent, is that the word I'm looking for?
Current?
Continuous. Continuous. And we were talking about death before and how I'm not really afraid of it. The only reason why I feel like I'm the way I am regarding that is because I think birth is way more confusing and mystifying than death. Like, whoa. What was I? Like, at least I know I'm something right now, and I know that something's going to happen.
That's the quote of the night. Birth is more mystifying than death.
Totally.
I totally agree.
But if you think about, like, you
coming into the world,
right. That's a wonderful play.
Totally.
There,
I mean, think about it. You come into the world, and immediately you're receiving fear and pain.
Dude, that is a lovely turn of phrase.
But even take that out, like, you wake up to yourself every day. That's the only thing you know is consistent, and like, you know you're eventually gonna die. These things, you know, you're gonna wake up, you're yourself, and you're gonna die. And yeah, it's mystifying what it's going to happen when you die, but it's weirder because you're here now.
Think something about
what happened before?
Yeah.
Like, really, did we just start at that conception point, or like, did we exist before that? That's way more confusing than death.
I think we're just making it seem like it's more complicated than it really is, man.
Possibly.
I mean, the idea that you could even start back at the beginning might not be all that fucking complex or bizarre.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time somebody tells me that they're spiritual, I always say,
you're full of shit.
Well, I don't only say you're full of shit, but one of the things I say is, I think there are things in the world that seem like magic, but they're not.
That's exactly right.
And I think that that's
it's just
okay.
Unexplained, yeah.
But I think that that's okay. I don't think that makes it any less fantastic, and that's the point.
Right.
It's still amazing anyway. It doesn't have to be magic.
Right.
We can't even define what magic is.
It doesn't have to not be magic.
Well, that's why magicians knew it. It's like like the real magicians, like the alchemists and stuff like that. It's like, it's only magic because it's unexplained to you. Well, as soon as I explain it to you, it's no longer magic. Oh, that's really easy to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The mystery of life.
You're right. Yeah, I just feel that way, man. I feel like just because something can be explained logically, even if the path of logic hasn't been discovered yet, that doesn't make it any less amazing. It's still amazing.
The point. That's the cool thing. Like, that's why you can have things like, you can go fantastic little places like theme parks and stuff like you can still do things like that. You can go to Renaissance festivals. You can go places and have it because, like, no matter how much you explain it, no matter how far down the fucking rabbit hole you go and how many details you dig, you still can't answer the why question. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
So everybody can have their fantasies. Everybody can think that a little 10% faction, nobody. I don't think I think that's the biggest thing is to say you're scientific means you can't have a sense of fucking imagination and you can't believe in things that might not be impossible.
I think that's what people think.
I think
think it goes that way.
but I think it comes from both sides too. I think there are a lot of people on the scientific side who act that way without cause. There are a lot of people I talk to who confirm themselves as atheists, and it's not like I have a problem with that, but like when you shove it at other people the same way that other people shove their shit at you, what the fuck are you now?
I don't know if I totally agree
You're
with that.
just a member of another fucking cult.
I don't think I agree with that. I'll tell you why. Because there's a difference. As an atheist, mostly is what I identify myself as, I don't feel like I'm pushing anything at anybody, but I do feel like religion's pushing its shit on me in every fucking corner.
Yeah, but
I pick up my money and it says in God we trust.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
no, we don't, in fact, actually. And like, it's all over the fucking place, and it's like, okay, it seems harmless and benign, but when you put all of it together, what you see is a movement. It's a movement to keep you safe. Like every time somebody sneezes, God bless you.
There are lots of movements.
I stopped saying that shit because it's like, dude,
I actually thought about that driving around today. For some reason, I thought about the money and God we trust on all the money. I was like. What kind of came into my head, like, in God you trust.
But you're talking about movements, and I'm all about atheist movements. I get that because I'm talking
about Christian movements.
No,
I'm talking about religious movements. Yeah. I don't think atheists have a movement other than, holy fuck, we need to get out of this shit and start thinking.
No, but they do. Atheists have movements and societies and groups that they're involved in. Absolutely, they do. They're movements, absolutely. But they're all clubs that people.
I don't know if it's the same to form a club or be forced into a club.
No, you don't.
Because I gotta tell you something. As an atheist, the only other person
you would be more likely
the only other person that I can say I know for a fact is an atheist is her.
Think about it this way.
I don't really know anybody else.
Religion is so all-encompassing that they actually had to make up a special word for people who don't believe in it.
No.
Do you know of
I
any
know,
special
I get
words
it.
for people who don't believe in other random
It's the
shit?
same thing as having to call
Like,
food
that's a
organic
pretty good,
instead of just
example.
food.
No, I know.
The shit with the chemicals in it is the shit that needs a different
Maybe
name.
it's just like the categorization of capitalism.
Yeah.
They need to categorize you to market to you.
I'm not, arguing with any of that
You know what I
stuff.
mean?
I'm just
No, I
saying,
hear you, dude. I
like
hear
when
you.
it comes down to the other side too, it aggravates me sometimes that people, they treat it's like when you argue about somebody for being a closed-minded sect and they treat people without listening to them, and then to return the favor, it just seems silly to me. You know what I mean? Like when I see people acting like everybody else is dumber than them, you know what I mean? Instead of sharing their knowledge, it annoys me. You know what I mean? Like it gets me aggravated too. It's just like you're doing the same fucking thing that they did to you. They treated other people like they were inferiors because they weren't as good as them. You treat other people, you know what I mean? Like I think there's got to be a middle ground somewhere where, because if that's how it's gonna go, it's still gonna end bad. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna feel alienated from each other. The dumb people are gonna fucking circle the wagons. The smart people are gonna circle the wagons. You know.
Listen, man, it goes like this, right?
I
just don't like the club
like
shit. I don't like the club idea. I don't like
really
the cult mentality.
Detrimental of this fucking world. We're never gonna be technologically advanced enough to really matter.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because of this bullshit.
I agree.
We have people scrubbing the word climate change out of fucking science books because other people's fucking feelings, and it's like, no, like some things are just fucking the way they are. And like, if you don't agree with it, then you're the one that should be the outcast because you're holding back all of humanity.
Yeah,
like,
that's a problem.
It's not just a fucking group problem.
It gets guys like Donald Trump
elected.
elected.
And it's
I
like,
know.
And Dan was talking about distraction, and it's like, distraction's not the right word because it implies that one event is happening that people need to look away from. It's just being anesthetized overall. And if most people are anesthetized for most of the time, then they can just fucking do whatever. But like, there's always a breaking point. I always say that the American breaking point is going to be when they reinstate the draft. That's the only thing that will get people actually revolting. Yeah, and it's because they're forced to fucking physically do something they don't want to do.
The problem's really deep. And I actually posted something on Facebook the other day. I'm like, only like 3 of my smartest people I know in my whole life liked it. They didn't even comment on it. It was like the whole football protest, like the bending the knee stuff. And like, oh, don't protest the flag, you're anti-American, blah, blah, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, you know what? I guarantee you all of the problems would be solved on this entire planet if everyone just protested money.
You're absolutely right.
Just protest money, because the people that are in power with the most money are the ones making us feel this way, the ones hiding the secrets that they've uncovered.
The most money equals the most power, no matter what government or society.
Said that back.
Right. You everyone's like, you can't just blame a belief structure or something like that because you have to bring up something like NASA that's bringing in $31 billion a year.
Right, though.
So they're also part of it too. Because they're not giving you flying cars.
That's what I'm.
You know what I mean? They're part of the same.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's the main problem with everybody's problem is collusion.
Like
you know what I mean?
Because of the bullshit feelings and garbage. Like, look at, dude, Tesla has to have special permits to sell cars in each state.
Take money out of it because someone's making money off it.
Out of anything that goes one step ahead, because that's what we do, and that's why we rely on a bunch of bullshit that's killing us. And that's human nature, is just to be shitty.
But what generates a lot of money for this country is regulations, which is laws. Laws and regulations generate money for the people in power. Take that away, which was what Tesla wanted to do. Like, hey, here's our patents. You can do it cheaper, make it cheaper, go right ahead, steal for free. They're living in the moneyless paradigm.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what's making money, and the reason why you need to have special permits and all this stuff, because someone needs to make money off of it. The politicians, the assholes in NASA, the assholes in fucking church, all of it. Like, someone's making money on us not progressing. And it actually is bullshit.
You know, after Hurricane Sandy, I went to go pick up some food somewhere. And this guy showed me a picture of New Jersey. It was like Route 35, like 50 years ago. And he was like, "Look at this picture. Look at how different, things were." And I looked at the picture and it was really weird. Like, she's like, there's no like, not just Wegmans, but whatever the fuck was there before. Like, nothing's there. You know what I mean? It's all just fields and shit, right? And he went, "Look at this picture."
The Imperial Garden was there.
And I said, "Wow." I said, things are really different. He said, what's the one thing that's not different? And I looked at it and I said, I don't know. And he goes, all the fucking power lines are exactly the same. And he goes, how is this progress? How is it progress that 50 years ago it looked like this, and 50 years later those same fucking power lines? Because at the time after Hurricane Sandy, people were out of power. It was like a big fucking crazy thing that was going on, and like it sort of got the question going for a little while, like, why are we still doing things like this?
Right, I have friends from England, and they come here and they're like, why do you have so many power lines everywhere? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, all ours are underground, just for the sake that it's ugly. But it just makes sense if you have to fix them. You don't have to climb 30 feet in the air to do anything. It's
you never
right here.
hear about England losing power, dude.
Exactly.
Ever.
So it's literally because we have power lines. It's just all underground. And actually, years ago, I'll find it. I'll send you a link later.
Everybody knows it, dude. I've talked to so many people in construction who've had all this stuff. Like, everybody knows it. Everybody knows about it. It's
why are power lines 30 feet in the air?
Because
crazy.
Look at this JCP&L. What do they do? They have trucks with fucking. What do they have on the back of those trucks? Big arms that lift guys in the air.
You can't make a tire that lasts forever.
Industry. There's an entire electrical.
But
there's an entire wing. There's an entire wing of the electricians union that exists specifically for doing high up work.
Right.
That's an entire group of electricians who are just there to work on power lines.
Right. I want to say
like,
2008 or 9.
To cancel that is to eliminate an entire industry.
But then they have to find another industry to promote.
Yeah, well, no, but that's,
they can all work for Tesla.
That's the reality.
Like,
that's
Tesla.
the problem.
Like
that's the reality.
Forward.
And no, but that's why you can't work for Tesla in this country, because there's not enough solar projects.
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
I just ran into a crew, actually, when we were working. We did a job, and we ran into a crew that was a must-have. It was all volunteers. It was mainly volunteers doing stuff in Section 8 neighborhoods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, people were like, there were foremen who were getting paid, but then there were other people who were volunteering time for, like, houses for human, and they were using, you know, but they were just getting their panels up, however, hell or high water, like, despite what, you know. And they're moving things forward, and I have to give them a lot of credit for that. But it's like, yeah, like they're not, you know, like it's not that at that scale yet where people are allowing it enough. You know, like they keep fighting it. They keep fighting the energy bills just enough to stop it from really just going all ahead.
There's
full
just the wrong people making the right amount of money all the fucking
They know
time,
what they do. You know
direction.
what they're trying to do. No,
I know what they're doing.
No, I'll tell you exactly what they are doing. It's because there are enough people who did the homework, right?
Right.
They learned about the solar. They did their thing. They went to all the classes early on. They sold a bunch of systems. Like, remember when they were telling you, like, you too can be a solar agent. Like, all your friends were signing up to deal solar panels, and they'd learn and read. A lot of those people wound up becoming major sales reps and selling big systems and stuff. You know, like.
Right.
So wait, what's the fucking point, dude?
The reason that they're doing this and legitimizing it because those people were not representatives of major fossil fuel companies or major energy companies.
I get
they
that,
were
dude.
exterior fucking contractors.
Yeah.
They were privately owned. Do you think that old money, the fucking fossil industry, is going to give up their stranglehold on the world?
Never.
So that a couple of young bucks can come in and
it's not going to happen.
The energy
it's
game?
not going to happen without
so
blood.
That's why they're letting just enough stuff be put down, because they're giving those guys just enough work to pay their bills.
Can I tell you guys something?
No, listen. They're giving them just enough work to pay their bills, but not enough to pay their insurance.
I got to be honest with you. To speak to that point. Speak to
no,
that
but
point.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So that way, when the time comes, those guys don't have enough money to get in the game when the price drops, and they go ham and fucking take the industry over.
For as long
and now the same families that owned oil own solar, own wind, own everything else. That is why you're not being given it right now.
For as long as
That's
I've been
exactly
broke,
it.
For as long as I've been broke, or poor, or whatever, right? I feel like only now, as I'm watching the world be literally destroyed in front of my eyes, do I really realize how fucking valuable it means to be the richest person.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Because you look around and you just go, wow, like these things can be changed all with a decision overnight.
Right. And they're not
there's
doing
paperwork,
it.
there's all this kind of shit, and it's bullshit, but that's all bullshit. We all know, don't do this because it's pollution.
They were groomed
do this
for it.
because it's not. Right, I'm not just talking about them, I'm talking about all of us. Because if we all really gave a shit, we would just stop the shit because there's 7 billion of us compared to relatively a handful of authority figures, right?
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, that's the problem. Those people don't like. You're asking a lot of people to live prosperous lives, like lead prosperous lives. They're not hurting. They're not upset.
But this
they
is
don't give a
this
shit.
is the psychology.
They're not, even if they invested in it, they're still not going to be not prosperous.
Yeah,
like if I was a billionaire,
really.
if I had $1 billion, like, all right, let me change the world with 900 million. I'll still have 100 million.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If you were a billionaire, you are this close now to not being the most powerful person on earth.
Right.
Because now there are fucking trillionaires out there. Imagine the absurd amount of wealth it takes to be a fucking trillionaire.
Right.
Imagine to be so rich that a billionaire is a punk ass to you. That's fucking nuts.
That's called the person who's printing the money.
Exactly.
That's called people who still use money. Because if you don't have to use money, you're really rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you own shit.
Yeah, you don't even care what
So
your
you
bank
mean
account
it's the
says.
people
You're
who
just
don't use money?
People don't use money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
Folks, we gotta cut to our second break.
We don't have to, but we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna.
Cause fuck you.
And I want to say something, man.
You
All
don't
the people
really
who are
love
watching
us,
out there on Facebook, watching on YouTube, watching all over the place, thank you for contributing and
Oh,
commenting
yeah,
and
you
all
guys
that
are
shit.
being funny.
Hit like and like the page and subscribe to the YouTube page and all that other good shit. And, you know, we're going to be right back in about 20 minutes. We're going to seal up this conversation, this Halloween special. And then we're going to close it down. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Hey, this is Rick from Awesome Talk. Why not go grab yourself a beer, because we'll be right back.
You're listening to Ice. And the face.
Hello, this is Ice in the Face, episode 168 on September 30th, 2017, International Podcast Day.
Ah, yes.
Can you tell the cat to stop eating the lamp?
Get off the lamp.
Ice in the Face is sponsored by Audible.com. If you go to audibletrial.com/ice in the face, you can get yourself a free book for your ear holes.
Yeah, your ear holes will love the shit out of that book.
It is 9:34 p.m. I'm Sarah.
And I am Rick, and welcome to Ice and the Face number 168 for International Podcast Day. Ice
Can
in
you
the
redo
Face.
that?
Yeah, I can. Welcome to Ice in the Face is also sponsored by UndercoverCondoms.com.
Dumb.
So if you're looking for condoms, which you wear during sexual intercourse, typically makes a much better place to grab your cum when masturbating too, so you can give your socks a break.
Who the hell is gonna pay that kind of money?
You know, I wonder about
for
that
jerking off.
because the thing is that your socks they get all shitty after a while, and it's like socks cost more. I mean, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's
That's
just worth it.
crazy.
I mean,
For
look,
so many other reasons.
look like a 6-pack of socks is like
Wait,
it's
so
like
you-
$18.
Yeah,
I mean,
but dudes aren't throwing them out.
no. Well,
They're not
after a while
throwing
you
their
do.
fucking socks out. They're throwing them in the laundry.
After a while you do because it's because your socks.
That's gross.
I feel like old jism kind of eats away the sock cotton a little bit. So if you want to
That's
protect
a deep poem.
Well, if you want to protect your sock cotton, go to iceandtheface.com, click on the condom wrapper on the side, and you will be and that's that. You'll go to a couple places where you can pick up, you can pick up condoms for yourself, whatever you want. Have a browse if you will.
Will you?
Will I? All right. So, let's see. Mom charged in daughter's death, didn't call 911 because she was low on minutes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. You never know if you got to make another call in case something more important comes up.
Well, here's the thing. Like, Was it a situation where, like, the girl, like, there was no saving her? Like, did the mother walk in and she was already dead? Like, in that case, like, it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean? Like how bad, like, at what point in the story did the mother walk in? Because if the daughter's dead anyway,
it's too late.
Then what? Like, why does it matter?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Like,
it doesn't matter at all. It might matter in the sense that she's like a shitty mom, but it doesn't.
That matters.
But it doesn't. Yeah. But that doesn't matter to the overall survival of the child.
Right. Exactly. No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, why waste the money if you don't have to? You know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying? You have to pick and choose your battles in life, you know, and had this occurred 2 minutes sooner,
I'm pretty sure that almost anywhere at all that you live, if you ran outside and just yelled someone call an ambulance, you'd pretty much have it taken care of for free.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think
like I don't even think it would take like the tiniest bit of effort to get anybody to get like you could fucking ask like it just, you know.
Okay,
this pile of bullshit.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Look, just because you don't have a cell phone doesn't mean the world stops. Like, it's not like you run into a room, there's an emergency, you just pick up the phone and you're just like, fuck. There's nothing at all I can do about this. Wait, my hands are tied.
It's weird that like people are still low on minutes.
I know, right? We got all the minutes. I don't know.
Like, it'd be, I don't know.
Who am I to cast judgment, really? You know what I mean? I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I want to move on to probably a better topic than this anyway. Canada is set to remove drunk canoeing as impaired driving offense. Because nothing makes canoeing better than a bunch of drunks. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm going to do a shot at the captain here while I think about it.
All right, well, here's the thing. Do you think that it's possible for a drunk canoeer to hurt someone else the same way a drunk car driver could potentially hurt someone else?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, I've never seen like a canoe head-on collision before. So like, I don't know what happens. Like, I don't know if like the fronts crush and then like you get like stabbed by like a shard of wood that breaks free. I don't know. I just like it to me. Like, I don't see it being that exciting. I just see like hey, fucking idiot! Like, people just like talking shit to each other from one boat to the other, and it's annoying.
They hit him with a paddle.
Yeah. Right. You reach over, and you guys are trying to slap at each other, and do you just let that go? Do you call the cops? I mean, assuming you have enough minutes on your phone, do you call the cops and tell them to come break this up?
What, they canoe over to you?
Right, exactly. I feel like if you're on the water,
police canoe.
Yeah, if you're on the water and you're engaged in battle, I think everybody else, the whole world needs to fall away and fuck off.
We're not talking about battle canoe. We're talking about drunk canoe.
Drunk canoeing will inevitably lead to battle canoeing.
Yeah, but will a drunk canoeer pose a life-threatening situation to another person? Yes or no?
I feel like yes. I feel like you can.
This law should stay.
Well, okay. Well, then we'll look into it. We'll see what we can do to, to keep this in order. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like anybody riding a fucking canoe during the day is probably drunk anyway. I mean, isn't that a thing? Like, you go fishing, you take your alcohol with you. I don't fucking fish, so I have no idea what fishing people do.
They usually eat breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah. I feel like breakfast sandwiches, like from like a gas station on the way there, is like a big deal.
It's a big
I feel like that's part of the canoeing and fishing culture, is a good breakfast, and not a good breakfast sandwich, a cheap breakfast sandwich.
Interestingly enough, no fish involved.
No fish involved. Unless, of course, the drunk canoers are trying to fuck the fish.
No, I'm talking about in the breakfast situation.
Oh, yeah, man. Who the fuck wants a fish breakfast sandwich under that heat lamp in the morning? Like,
why?
I can handle like an egg sponge.
What else is fishing related? Like a night crawler sausage roll?
Well, I know. Well, exactly. Right. Like a salmon sausage roll.
Sounds good.
I don't know, man. I just don't want to burp that up in the fucking morning. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like I don't want fish in my system first thing in the morning. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe like a cod in the like a morning cod.
Yeah, but like I've eaten smoked salmon in the morning.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
I really like scrambled eggs cooked
I
with
just feel like
smoked
the guy
salmon.
in the rubber boots isn't eating smoked salmon from like Whole Foods out of a bag typically. I don't know. I'm stereotyping. That's me, I guess. I'm a fucking asshole. But all right. So what do you have next? Let's move past this.
So did you hear about that lady that was shitting on people's lawns?
Oh man, I feel like this has become an everyday occurrence, honestly.
Yeah, well, no, this was this became a thing.
I see.
Because this woman, I guess, I don't know if she's just taking walks or if she's jogging. I think she's jogging.
Okay.
And she's just like squatting on people's lawns and shitting.
That's perfectly natural.
But wait, this is the weird part. A woman is outside with her kids, and the lady shits on her lawn, and
she's
the
like, "Excuse me."
and the woman's like, "Are you seriously gonna do that right here in front of our kids?"
Right.
And the woman goes, "Yeah, sorry."
Yeah, sorry.
And then she leaves. And it like keeps happening all over the place. Like people are putting up signs saying like don't shit on my lawn.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And then so like the police lieutenant guy said that this isn't behavior we see on a routine basis.
Yeah, typically not.
So then Charmin offered a year's supply of toilet paper if the woman turned herself in.
Wow.
And
a year's supply of toilet paper.
If
Okay.
the mad
Well,
pooper,
wait a minute.
They wrote if the mad pooper turns herself in, we'll give her a year's supply of TP to help with her runs.
I worry.
Hashtag enjoy the go.
I worry that the toilet paper is not an issue with this woman. You know what I mean? I mean, if she's just yanking her.
She just enjoys.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you because
she's just yanking them apart.
Well, wait.
And with a fast enough push. Wiping is actually minuscule. I mean, it might not even be a thing until she gets home. She's just got to dab the hole.
Because, like, when you have to go out somewhere early in the morning, you, like, have this weird freak out thing about whether or not you've gone to the bathroom before you've left.
I got stories.
And I have a question about sort of that.
Okay.
I was imagining this woman, like, she like when she has to go, like that's it, like. So
yeah, she's like, look,
she
sorry,
was at
folks.
a point where it was going to happen no matter where she is or what she was doing. So my question was, would you have chosen A over B? Like she chose to shit on someone's lawn instead of shitting herself and running home. Like
I would have shit myself for sure. And I can tell you a quick story.
I think we know this one.
No. I'm not talking about the time I actually shit myself. It's the time I almost did. So, a slight minor reveal about my life that I don't usually do on the show. But one of the places I went to college was New York City. And I had to catch a train there in the morning. And that means, like, if you don't take a shit before you leave the house to get on the train... First off, you don't want to shit on the train. Okay, so you're waiting from Long Branch Station in New Jersey all the way to Penn Station in New York, and then you got to get on a subway, and then you got to go, and it's a whole thing. And one time, I made it all the way to school, and I walked in the door, and I had completely accepted that I was going to shit my pants. I completely accepted that that's what was going to happen because I couldn't.
Well, this is what's
make
interesting.
It to the fucking...
Is you completely accepted that, and at the same moment in time, that woman had a similar situation, except in her mind, she had completely accepted that she would have to shit on someone's lawn. Like, isn't it amazing how the human brain evolves so differently?
I gotta say, I feel like she did a better job than me because at least
well, the fact that she was like, "Yeah, sorry," is like the best part. Like she was like, "I'm in it now." Like I might as well just be like, "Yeah, sorry." What am I gonna do? Deny it?
Here's the other thing too. It's that.
Do you think she made eye contact? Because that gotta be awkward.
Like while she's shitting, she's like, "Look, I'm sorry." She's talking real slow. Listen, I'm sorry that this is happening, and she just sputters all over the lawn. It's coming out all foamy from all the. Whatnot she eats. I don't know. Maybe she's eating nothing but strawberry fluff out of a jar for the last week. We don't know. That'll give you the runs after a while if you pack it in thick enough.
That's disgusting.
No shit.
I don't know if she's been caught because this happened
was this a couple weeks ago, I think.
Oh man, so she's still at large.
I don't know. She might have been caught.
Wow. I wonder what the reform process is like for her.
What are the charges going to be? Like civil inappropriate?
Yeah, right. I don't know, vandalism maybe.
Wait. Like, what is it called when you're walking around naked?
Indecent exposure.
It's probably that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she's dropping her drawers and all her shit's hanging out in front of some lady's kids, I could see that being a fucking problem. But once you get the shit involved, I feel like it cancels some of that out. You know what I mean?
No, they just add it all into the fucking whole charade.
Yeah. Well...
Charade.
Yeah. Okay. Big ups to the chat room. Hello to something cast, MC Suicide over on their Facebook feed. Brandy's watching. Madison is watching. Some other people are watching. Big up to all those people. So let's move on to the next thing. What do you have next? Have a happy International Podcast Day, everybody.
So I was reading a story about this woman who is arrested.
Okay.
She's a funeral director.
Uh-oh. That always goes in a funny direction.
And she was arrested because she was taking pictures of the bodies and sending them to her friends to gross them out.
Oh, yeah, you can't fucking do that, man. Not
I just read that and I was like, there is no way that every funeral director that has a phone is doing that. Like there's no fucking way.
But not for nefarious purposes, though. I imagine that.
No, it wasn't like because she wanted to hump them or something. Like she was just like, ha ha ha. Like
who brought up humping dead bodies?
You.
No. If let's say you get a dead body that's fucking really mangled, and you got to really make it look good. You do a sweet motherfucking makeup job on that. Then you take a picture.
No, it wasn't like that.
I'm just presenting an alternative scenario.
It was like the way it would have been between you and Andrew.
All right.
It would have been like, look at this, it's fucked up.
Yeah,
and
right.
Oh my god, why did I have to see that so early in the morning?
Yeah,
it was like that.
Yeah, it's like, good morning. Yeah, guess who's having a bad day? I don't know who in that scenario. Everybody is in that fucking scenario.
The weird thing is that the police are now trying to identify.
Like who's doing it, or the bodies in the pictures?
Identify the bodies in the pictures. Think about that.
Why
is that so necessary?
I wonder what the I wonder what the repercussions are.
Well, wait, think about this. They're trying to identify the dead bodies in the pictures, okay?
Right.
But the thing is, all of the bodies had pictures taken of them during the process of being at the funeral home. Like they weren't like dancing in ball gowns and she was like holding them up with sticks. Like
right.
I don't think that was happening. Like they were in coffins sometimes, they were not in coffins sometimes.
Well, you want a variety of backgrounds.
My point is like they were in the funeral home, they were dead already.
Yeah.
And they weren't being manipulated outside of the terms of what a funeral home would do. Okay,
all right. So
what is the fucking point of identifying all of the bodies and then telling all of the families? Like, the body's dead.
Right. Just
it's
scrub.
gone.
Well, I guess
like nothing was manipulated or changed.
Well,
so
I guess it's so like if you were to log on to Facebook, you're not like shocked by by your granddad's dead face appearing in somebody like, hey, look what someone sent me. It goes viral. You know what I mean? Like there's always the potential your dead loved one could go viral, and you gotta fucking confront that. So you could confront it. So in other words, you get ahead of it, so the family isn't shocked. You know what I mean? This is weird doing Ice in the Face live, by the way, because I have shit going off left and right doing this live, man. I'm not used to that. Ice in the Face is usually so isolated. Yeah. So I just wonder, like, what's the punishment? Like, what's the approach? What's even the charge here? I mean, can I sign a waiver that says you're allowed to take my pictures after I'm dead? Because I don't fucking care.
Well, the weird thing is people do take pictures of dead people.
I know. Yeah. I don't know.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about what?
Like the traditions where people take pictures with dead people.
I don't really think it matters. I don't really think it matters. I was gonna say, earlier, don't ever don't bury me with anything valuable. Don't even bury me at all. Just
kick you over.
Yeah, just whatever. It doesn't
into like a drain
It doesn't
pipe.
matter. Like whatever. If anyone gives a shit about me, who's left, whatever you feel is the best thing to do, I guess is the best thing to do. I don't know. I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm in the loop. I'm in the time loop. It's over. I don't care. I take pictures with me. It'll be fun, man. My last give me a real weekend at Bernie's type of thing. You know what I mean? Take me to fucking, take me to Miami Beach. I don't fucking know, man. Are you want me to move on with something?
Oh my god, I just thought of the greatest crossover episode of any show ever. There should have been oh my god, this is so good. Why do they all have to be dead now?
Okay.
Imagine a crossover episode where Bernie ends up dating one of the Golden Girls. It's Rose.
Oh my god.
Right?
If I could go back in time right
Oh
now,
my god,
the
if
things
I could
would
find a
do
way.
if I could find a way, right? Dude, there's some really great Adobe After Effects folks out there these days, man.
just want you
Somebody
to
could do that.
imagine
I
how
have nowhere
fucking
near any skills
brilliant
for
of
that.
an episode that would be.
Man, Rose Nyland dating Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. She would
And
too.
they're like moving his arms and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
right, right. So like if they're, getting intimate, they're like reaching with a paddle
He's
over
like flopping over
Yeah,
with
right.
the condom.
He's out
just
yeah.
flopping.
He's fumbling the condom out in the lanai. You know what I mean? And his dick's gotta stink like all fucking hell, dude. It's gotta smell like a horse's like unwashed asshole after he's dead, right?
I don't know. Do dead people sweat?
I don't know what the fuck. They leak shit.
But like, do they still sweat?
I don't know if they sweat. What's the worry that he's gonna?
My thing is like, does anything come out of their pores still? Is my question.
I think everything's coming out everywhere with a dead body. I understand what you mean. I'm not disregarding your question. I just I don't know.
Yeah, my feelings were hurt on that.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't even
that.
remember the question.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. All right. Should I do something new now, or do you have something new?
New.
Let's see here. Bloke slathers his penis in Vegemite to conceal drugs.
Where were the drugs? In his penis?
He took a bunch of ecstasy, he put it around his dick, slathered it in Vegemite, and then wrapped that in cellophane, I guess.
That is so much shit to do.
And he did it to get it into a concert, what the fuck was it? Listen Out Festival.
He could have gotten it in with so much less work.
Yeah, he would have better luck just walking in with a baggie.
He would have just been better off. Like, he could have walked in with his tongue sticking out with the drugs already on his tongue.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone would have given a flying fuck at all.
Like before that.
Oh, we're good?
Sorta.
Hi.
Microphones are unclicked, right?
Before they did
yes,
that.
microphone is open, speakers closed.
Sorry.
And did you turn the dial back?
Yeah.
Well, so are we on then?
Yeah.
Is the master volume up?
Yeah.
Well, dope then. Hey everybody, welcome back to Awesome Talk Season 9, Episode 2. The Halloween special. We've all just been hanging out here, having a nice,
a dandy of an evening.
Sure, man. I mean, if a dandy of an evening
real
could
rip
be defined as anything, would be this evening.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest with you
I
guys.
still really wish I cut holes in this thing.
That's what she
You
said.
should have. Oh, Jesus.
No.
That's a terrible thing to say to somebody.
Well,
You should
know
tell
what I'm
that
saying?
girl to get help.
No. Maybe
worried
she's
about
getting
it.
help. Maybe that's
She's
why
not.
she said it. I don't know. Maybe she's looking for wisdom. Whatever. But anyway,
Maybe she's
welcome.
dead in the gutter somewhere. Who knows?
Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for watching us, man. We got lots of fucking people chiming in tonight. A lot of fucking people watching tonight. And this is the Halloween special. We drank 1 trillion beers tonight.
I think so.
Between the three of us, I think we've done
Cheers.
pretty well.
I'm
Cheers
now.
to you guys.
We ran out, so I'm drinking the. No, we didn't run out, but.
Already run out around here.
Nope.
And, thank you so much for watching. Sarah, what do you think now? Is it time to start wrapping this up?
Sure. Sure.
All right, well,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been fun. It's been an intimate evening.
Yeah, it's been.
You know what I mean?
intimate
We've been
evening.
here.
It's been fun.
Sarah's been over there. We've been talking about science. We've been talking about ideas, right?
Right.
Ideas that come from the mind.
Well, I didn't know they could come from somewhere else.
We don't know that they can.
Well, we actually
Just
talk
to-
about that if you
Just to
want.
keep that, in perspective. We don't know they
Mine
can't.
all came from my left nipple.
Well, it's a powerful nipple.
Well, the Flight of the Conchords episode, Bowie's antennae nipple.
Yeah.
Bowie back to Bowie.
I would not be
Bowie
surprised
back
if
to
David Bowie did have
Antennae
information
Stored in
receiving
his nipples.
nipple satellites.
Right.
Yes.
I feel like that would be perfectly Bowie, to be honest.
Or UV nipple waves, if you will.
Where are my glasses? I can't see.
Yeah,
shit.
you need to do your.
I need to do my thing here because I can't read what's going on. There's all sorts of shit happening over there. Let's see. True that, Rick. Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Most people like to practice non-involvement too. That's true. How did an Indiana Jones movie become horror? Look, man, look. Well, sometimes, Greg, we just move from one thing to the next very naturally. You know what I mean? Great show. Oh, thank you very much, Jay and Brady. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
You know, you never know with this show. Sometimes
Never
it's us.
know,
Sometimes
really.
there's fucking 12 people here. You never know what happens. It gets crazy. And we got a crazy season ahead of us, by the way, guys. We have so many great guests that they're just waiting to pick a date at the moment, man. This is gonna be a great fucking season. I love this Halloween episode. I
fun.
love this.
Nice.
I love that we all did something to dress up at least.
And it's
I didn't have a lot of time from work,
so,
and I still figured out something. Actually, I might want a girlfriend.
These are just things that I own.
Well, we've all
It's
done a
the
good
idea.
job.
It's the idea that
We've all done a good job.
Yes.
I think that's okay. That's okay.
it's whether or not you can make it work. That's the bitch.
Maybe that's the whole crux of tonight's theme. It's all about whether or not you can make it work.
And make it work. We did.
We did. We held it down using the theory of gravity. We held it. We held it down. I bet you thought it was too fucked up to make that joke. But I wasn't though.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was a moment.
Hold on. I'll remember it. It was a joke with gravity. My friend, when his son was like 3 years. Oh, I remember what it was.
Okay.
My friend, his son is now like 13 or 14 now. But when his son was 3, he was just learning how to ride a bike or whatever, or skateboard or something like that, and he fell. And his dad, my friend went up to him and was like, "Oh, are you okay?" He's like, "That fucking gravity's always getting me down, keeping me down."
That's
It was
funny,
really funny.
dude.
Yeah, to hear like a 3-year-old say that.
Wow.
Fucking gravity, man.
Always trying to keep me down.
I'll tell you what.
How
somebody
complex
ought to-
are your problems
I'll
at
tell
3
you
years
what.
old to be able to decipher that gravity's the one keeping you down, man?
I'll tell you what. Somebody ought to do something about that there gravity, boy.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually reading
Maybe
a
it
book
ought to
about
be,
gravity before, and that was really hard to put down. Or anti-gravity. I fucked
Was
it up.
that-
I was reading a book about anti-gravity. It was really hard to put down.
I fucked it up.
I fucked it up. Sorry. Can we rewind that? Or
It's
is-
fucked
can we put a little?
This is alive, is it right now? We just
fucked
cut
up the
that out.
science
Let's just cut that out later.
Damn it.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, I'm doubling up now.
Oh, man. You got egg all over your face, Soul.
He's got masks all over his face. All.
Listen, everybody, if you want to find more awesome talk, find us on Twitter.
You probably got problems.
Hit subscribe, hit like if you're on Facebook. For the love of fucking God, please do that. Thank you to everybody
Do it
in
for
the
the
chat.
love of God. Do it for the love of yourself.
Thank you to
You deserve us.
Dave and Patrick and Jay and Brady and Greg and Brandy and Struggles and all the people that watched and were in the chat tonight. We got all sorts of freaking people chiming in this evening. And I really think that's
Strange
wonderful.
fucking birds, man.
Check us out on our Instagram, instagram.com/awesometalktv. And like I said, hit the like, subscribe, and share, and all that other good stuff because it helps our algorithms move into the positive. And I don't feel like in today's day and age, I need to explain that to anybody. I feel like by now, everybody should understand how algorithms how they work. So if you don't know, find a YouTube tutorial.
I get up every morning and stretch my algorithms.
And that's why you're so limber.
And yeah, and I'm all the better for it.
Well, look, everybody, this has been awesome talk. Episode 9, season 9, episode 2, the Halloween special 2017.
The Halloween special.
It's been a fun night. Sarah, anything you want to say? You want to put in there? No. All right. Well, hey, thank you all very much for drinking with us.
More designs.
And that's awesome talk.
That's awesome talk.